Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Hi. Thank
Hello.
you
Okay.
for
Sorry.
joining us today. No, not at all. I'm very excited to
Me
celebrate
too.
Reusable Nappy Week 2023. And we have the lovely Steph from Modern Cloth Nappies,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Yay.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you.
Have you ever
Thank
seen
you.
me before?
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today and spending some time out of your very busy week to come and talk to us about all things modern cloth nappies.
You're very welcome.
Right, so let's see, just give people a few seconds to join. We've got quite a few people so far. Let's go to the live chat. We've got someone saying good evening, good evening.
Evening.
Right, I will give it a few more seconds. Oh, yeah, we've got some more people joining. How are you feeling? Good? All good? How's
Good, yeah. It's
going?
yeah. I mean, the build up to Reusable Nappy Week is always, how can I put it? It's not stressful. It's just, I think there's a lot of companies, a lot of people dedicate their own time to helping, even if they don't work, for a reusable nappy company. And a lot of nappy libraries get in preparation. So there's a lot that goes into it, and it's exciting. And obviously, it's for the best cause. It always falls with Earth Day, so yeah, it's been a week, and then it was my son's birthday yesterday. So
Oh,
obviously,
happy birthday.
it's like the birthday. But yeah, no, it's great. It's great. It's a really exciting week.
Fabulous. Right. Well, I think we've got a lot of people here. So let us kick off. And I'm going to ask the first question, which is what inspired you to launch Modern Cloth Nappies?
Some people may know this, some people new to the brand won't. But when I had my son in 2016, I suffered with postnatal depression. And part of that was I really, overthinking was part of it. Some other issues that I won't go too deep into. But part of that was just being very aware of everything and overthinking and being like, oh my God, I'm responsible now. Like, the news, the news on the TV was actually, you should probably listen to the news. Well, maybe you shouldn't, but you know what I mean. And I was like, or the radio, before things you just take for granted, I guess. And then, so I was always sort of aware of my impact on the environment. And then when I had, I had my illness as well. I had my daughter in 2018, and I used disposables with my son. And I hated using them because every time I was just like, it's just such a waste. Again, being mindful of the, I'm a parent now, like I'm responsible. So then I had my daughter in 2018, and enough was enough. I was like, I want to battle with mental health, and part of that was looking to challenge those thoughts I was having and be like, right, what can I do to, stop it? So obviously, global warming wasn't going anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately. And I started to look into reusable nappies. I think it was a bit of a confidence thing as well. Second child round, I was like, I can do this instead of being so worried with my first. But I was sat on the park, and I remember I was feeding her, and I was like, right, I'm gonna look at reusable nappies. And I went and I was like, what? Surely this isn't as hard as it seems. So I was in my head, I was thinking, right, I can go to Tesco's, Asda, wherever. I can walk in, I can pick up some nappies off the shelf, and I can walk out the door. Obviously, they're not good for the environment. Please, I do apologise if you can hear my kids screaming in the background. It's bath time. And it was I was so overwhelmed with all this information and these options, and it was overwhelming. I was like, this is a nappy. Like, why am I getting overwhelmed? It should be just easy. And then Modern Cloth Nappies was born. I just I tried to put it this way, I tried to use reusable nappies, and I did get put off. So I was like, they were so confusing, and this bit and that bit. And also as well, I hate to say it, but I wasn't a fan of what was on the market in terms of aesthetics.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think times have changed, we've changed, the aesthetics changed. And yeah, Cloth Nappies was born, and I spent months and months testing, and so obviously I was using it with my little girl, and yeah, the rest is history. And I very much put down like postnatal. That's why I support the Pandas charity. They're for postnatal anxiety and depression, because even though that created such a hard time in my life, I certainly wouldn't be where I am now without it. So it came in full swing. There was light at the end of the tunnel. And it's great now that I have Cloth Nappies. I can then support parents and carers back who come across us. So hopefully, yeah. That's it. Sorry, I'm waffling.
Not at all. That was actually, is an incredible show of strength to use that adversity to challenge yourself and do something so amazing as to start a business. That's incredible. And
thank you.
All hats off to you, because it is really not easy. That's amazing.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you said a lot of really key things there. And one of the things that we really mirror at ESBB in terms of using reusable nappies is trying to keep it simple, because a lot of information out there is really complicated, and it makes it seem like it's a landmine that you kind of can't navigate. Yeah. And it makes it feel like it's not accessible to you, like especially first-time parents that are already thinking, what am I getting myself into? Yeah. I can't possibly do these. So
they put up all these barriers before they've even tried, because of that sort of like old style market, I should say.
Yeah,
it's so very much overwhelmed. It was overwhelming, I should say, and I get that. I can totally see that and I agree. But now, nope, I'm changing it. That is not the way it should be.
That's not the way it should be. So tell us a little bit about kind of how you keep things simple with your nappies, and also I suppose any tips that you've got for people looking to start out on their nappy journey.
I think I'll show you a nappy that's conveniently placed here. And the reason I designed it the way that I did. So if we go back to, like I say, on the market before, there was loads of options. And don't get me wrong, what works for one might not work for the other, and I always say that our nappies are the closest to a disposable yet. What I mean by that is you have when you're changing the nappy, sorry, if we've got anyone new here that hasn't seen reusable nappies before, I should start that again and unfold the tabs. So this is what the reusable nappy looks like. You have these wing tabs, the height tabs, and the waist. Sorry, poppers, not tabs. And basically the same as a disposable, in the fact that the nappy is absorbent. It won't leak through the front, it won't leak through the back or anywhere. But the bonus, obviously, is these are customizable. So you can't customize a disposable nappy. Also, they're fully reusable. They're made with natural materials. And they are more than one child's worth of nappy. So obviously, if you buy a packet of nappies, in fact, I think one of the scariest things that I've ever really been told is that every single nappy that my parents would have used on me is still in landfill.
Yeah.
And that says it all, doesn't it? It
really does.
It does. So sorry. So yeah, our nappies are really super and easy to use. So the tongue, I was trying to put it back in there, but I didn't do a very good job because I was too busy talking. There's a shot. The tongue that comes out of the nappy is the absorbent core. And this is all you need to get started. You have the shell, and you have the absorbent core. The absorbent core goes inside the nappy. Do a better job this time. And that's it. That's all you need. Whereas some other options are, maybe 2 parts, 3 parts, however many parts that they want to add on. But this is all you need. This is all you need to put around baby. And once they've used it, simply chuck it in the wash, dry, reuse again. So yeah, the main difference is obviously the materials that are used. With disposable nappies versus reusable nappies, we use a hemp cotton mix in our inserts. One, because hemp is super sustainable, and also it's really, really thirsty. The properties of it are very absorbent. So those team together make the absolute perfect pair. Yeah, and you can, sorry, I should add that, as I was saying before, you can't customize disposable nappies, but you can customize reusables. You can add extra parts in. These aren't, without confusing newbies here, these aren't required as in to start, but you may find, for example, if you want to use your nappies for nighttime, so you're looking to stretch them for a longer period of time, then you could add extras in, like additional inserts. Obviously, you couldn't do that with a disposable.
Yeah, no, you summed it up perfectly.
Oh dear. But yeah.
Yeah, you've summed it up brilliantly. I've just got some messages here, so let's just jump onto them. It always seems like a dreaded jump into reusables, wondering if, when and how to clean them. I've loved the idea, but didn't do them and totally regret not trying them. Well, yeah, that's so true, but it's not as hard as you think it is. It's one of those things that you kind of just got to throw yourself into, I personally feel, and just bite the bullet, do it, and you won't look back.
I think, yeah, exactly. And I think the problem is that because nappies, I mean, obviously we're trying to get them there, but because reusable nappies aren't mainstream, people, or parents and carers, they don't know about them. There seems to be this whole new world. And I think because you know about disposables, because they're everywhere in the supermarkets, there's this awareness. We need to create, this is part of Reusable Nappy Week, is creating more awareness and reaching out to more, parents, on a global scale, to show them the different options. Again, going back to the question saying about it's a dreaded jump, you don't have to do all or nothing. It doesn't have to be, right, here's like a full set of nappies, you cannot ever use a disposable again. Mm-hmm. What we're trying to do is to educate people and say, look, if we all make small changes make big differences. If everyone just did a little bit here and there, whether that, be reusable nappies, whether that be using a reusable cup, because just for example, you don't use nappies, but you like a Costa coffee. No offense, Costa, but it's just about being realistic and not jumping in thinking that you have to do it all. It's all or nothing. It's sad that this person didn't try them. I think once you do try them, whether it be, one a day and work your way up, you'll soon realize that you should have done it sooner. But that's a real shame that they didn't, that they felt that way. And I hope to debust that with our nappies, is that, and I think because the concept of the nappies is so easy to use, it shouldn't feel like a slog, I guess. It should be like, it should be something. It's exciting. I mean, I love all the prints and things like that, but it should be exciting. And I think you do it from the heart. You do, when you change it, when you change them for the good. It's better than putting a disposable on thinking, this is, I could do
other
I didn't really want to say it, but being a parent's hard enough. So one at a time, don't feel like it's an all or nothing. It shouldn't feel like that.
No, you make a really key point there, as to you can switch out as many or as little as you like, you're still going to make a really positive impact. So amazing.
Absolutely.
We've got a comment here from Leslie Wolster, and she said, amazing lady, incredible company.
Thank you.
She's waiting on the arrival of her first grandchild due today. Congratulations.
Today. Oh my God, Leslie.
Very, very exciting.
That is very exciting.
And we've got another question here. Would love to know how many nappies you would need for one child. That is a very good question.
That's a good question. So kind of just going back onto what we discussed, again, it could be, depends if you want to try one, we want to start 2 a day. But the general, we would say, if you're looking to use reusable nappies part-time, so we recommend washing nappies every 2 to 3 days, part-time, we would recommend between 8 to 10. And then if you're doing full-time, we would recommend between 18 to 25. Now, every child is different, so you may use less in the 24-hour period. You may use more. It's obviously very child dependent, but that is a sort of general idea of what we say. Again, like I say, you can start from 1 if you want to, but normally 8 and 10 for part-time, and 18 to 25 for full-time.
Yeah. Agreed. That's pretty much what I have with my little ones. So yeah, that works perfect amount. And we've got another one here. What's the lifespan of a typical reusable nappy? That is a good question also.
That's good. Yeah. So as long as the guidance is followed on sort of washing and drying of the nappies, then you're looking between, a reusable nappy could last up to, we would say 6 to 8 years. Obviously, you won't use them. Well, you may use them continuously, but normally what will happen is you have a rotation, as in you use them with a child, then there'll be a bit of a break, then you'll use them again. But obviously some parents do just go from, from child to child. I mean, like they don't come out of nappies for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, it depends on how you're washing them, the water hardness in the area. So, but put it this way, it's genuinely based generational. For example, I know some parents that are using not our nappies specifically, because obviously we haven't had them around as long, but like old terry cloth nappies they've used on, like it's their grandmas are giving them the cloths now. So I think as long as you look after them, obviously it's sort of indefinitely. It's whether, it's how you wash them and how you dry them. Obviously nowadays we've got like tumble dryers and things like that. We recommend that you try to avoid them, but we obviously realistically people can't avoid it in some places. So that will obviously have an effect long term. But yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't have generations out of nappies.
Perfect. And put it this way, it's going to last you a lot longer than a disposable.
Well, yeah, that's it. Exactly. It's and the money as well. It's the money saving of it. It's you have to look at it as an investment, but it's not just an investment money terms. It's an investment in their future, and it will still work out cheaper anyway than disposable.
Definitely.
Cheaper and better. So
thank you so much for that question, Alison, and thank you for your answer. I'm going to just quickly jump on and use this time to say to all you lovely watchers, we will be giving one of you a really lovely Nappy Week bundle consisting of one of the Modern Cloth Nappy changing bags, but also 4 of the all-in-one pearl nappies. So if you could have a little search either on our website or Modern Cloth Nappies website and tell us the name of your favorite nappy print in the comments, then you will automatically be in with a chance of winning that fantastic bundle. So type in your comments.
Yes. Gonna look. Sorry, I'm just going to scroll down the comments as well.
Yeah, no, I love the look of these nappies. They're such golden prints too. I agree. I was suckered into them. So I discovered Modern Cloth Nappies after my 3rd child was born, my daughter. Obviously, we had nappies from my 2nd child, my son. Some of the Velcro on some of those has started to go, more due to my laziness and the tumble drying. But it meant that it was time for me to add a few extras. And these are what I chose because I just love beautiful prints. And like you said earlier, I mean, there are some really lovely nappy brands out there and I do love it, but I'm just a sucker. This styling, I don't know how you come up with them, but that's going to lead me on to my next question. How do you design, how do you come up with these designs and what's your favorite print?
Oh gosh. Okay, I'll start with a favorite print. Out of all the prints that I've done, I would say it's going to have to be Gingerly. I just love the tones. Yeah, you've got what I've just seen. You had one there. The tones.
It's this one, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and it's such an all year. I mean, obviously it's great in autumn, but it's just an all year round. I just love it. I don't know if it's because I'm a redhead.
Yeah. It does actually compliment you very nicely, I have to say.
Yeah, it's that, I think, is hands down is my favorite, and has to be. It is the best seller. Between that and our Eden print, which is a lovely, like a leafy green on the white background. Inspiration for prints, I would say a lot of it comes, how can I say it, like a little bit of me. I don't know. I always just take an eye for details. For example, looking at the change of the seasons. Like we have Spring Awakening, so that was obviously came into the spring. I love gingham. Anybody that knows me, I'm a huge gingham fan, and obviously seeing the trend of the sort of pastel green coming in, we brought that in. We had a stone version, and then we brought the green in, which was a big jump for me because I very much like beiges and greys and daisies. But anyway, and then obviously there's a summer solstice nappy that you've got there, which was, reflecting like the summertime beachy vibe. And then I'm trying to think which other ones we've done. We've got obviously the On the Allotment print. Sorry, I've got that many.
Yeah.
The On the Allotment, which is obviously I thought I wanted something. It was coming in at springtime. I try not to keep too season dependent because I don't want to kind of be caught up in fast fashion.
Yeah.
It was more about bringing. It was like a new life. So like there's the little bunnies on there. It's very gender neutral. Really, and I think, I kind of just try and pull a little bit of, obviously I get lots of inspiration from, just daily, like being out and about. And I am a sucker for like looking through old, how was it, like nostalgic, like photos and things, like, oh, I like a little retro daisy, like I love that. And we brought out the Wild Child print. And I work with an artist in the UK. She doesn't actually live too far from me, and she's worked with some amazing companies, and she just gets, I don't know, we just have the same wavelength, and she just gets a vibe, and we will fire out, ideas, and we'll say, right, we like this, or maybe we bring in a daisy in, and then we'll go through colors. And obviously, I try and keep it gender neutral. There are some prints that are more tailored to one sex than the other, but I do try and keep it, the basis of it, neutral. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love neutral and, like I said, beige and things, but I am an absolute sucker for a flower. I am. And that's why I genuinely appeared. It was like, autumn's my favorite time of year. The colors are my favorite colors, and I'm a sucker for a floral. And that's, so it's nice to have as well. I know a lot of people do get in touch and say, oh, are we doing, would we consider, say for example, I really want airplanes, or something like that. And I think as we work, we're trying to make ourselves more inclusive. But it's trying to keep this generational, that you can hand me down, not just a print for here and now. I hope that that comes across properly. But yeah, we always get compliments on the prints, and I'm biased, obviously. It does make you want another baby, but
it does. I'm gutted that my daughter's very nearly potty training, because I just want her to use these nappies all the time there, because they're so dreamy, and they just look they're just like, aside from the functionality and, like you say, the kind to planet, because that is foremost why most of us obviously convert to cloth, and it's certainly what I did. But they're so aesthetically pleasing, so much more beautiful, and Do you know one thing actually that we've not mentioned, but the smell of the chemicals in disposables is awful, and you just don't
you
get
that big dangly when it's like the bit you could just it just looks horrible. And then you don't get that smell. And a lot of people, for example, say like a lot of customers that we've had of ours, and say for whatever reason they've had to use disposables, whether I don't know the washing machine's broke or something like that, and they'll say the smell of disposables, I cannot wait to get back into using reusing our nappies again. So you do. I think if you haven't used reusable nappies before, it's not so shocking. I don't think you realize it too much till you start using them and you go, oh my gosh, they stink.
Yeah.
But it depends what they've done as well. So
that is very true. Yeah, it really does. All right, we've got a question here. It says, do reusable nappies work with toddlers too? We use reusables as a baby, but she started soaking through during the night and so switched to disposables. And the rest of the comment says she started soaking through during the night. But would love to go back to them as I feel like I'm wasting money.
Oh, amazing. That is exactly right. Reusable nappies do work with toddlers overnight. We did release a nappy last year, which is our nighttime nappy, which conveniently again I have one here. This nappy was designed for that exact reason, was for to give parents a nappy that would last longer, as an hourly, overnight, and also for heavy wetters, as toddlers grow, well, from babies to toddler, their potty training habits change. So they go from, urinating frequently to then they start to learn, and then they start holding it, and then people refer it to as flooding, because then they start weeing for longer. So obviously they go longer periods of times without weeing, and then they do a big wee, basically. And again, that for nighttime, obviously parents want a solution to last them through the night, because of course we do, because sleep is, the best. We can't survive without it. So sending fairy dust to everyone in here, because my God. So we brought this nappy out. Now this nappy is obviously, it's a two-part system. So we've got the all-in-one here, which is all-in-one. This can be boosted for nighttime, but if you're looking for a sturdy solution, this is the nappy to go for. And this nappy would be used with a wrap. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, let me just show you the difference up close. So here you can see this is the waterproof layer there against the absorbency inside, and then this nappy is a full cloth nappy. So the outside is cloth, the inside is cloth, and then we also include an additional insert. And then with this nappy, because it's fully cloth, you would need to use a wrap over the top. Now the good thing about wraps are, that you can, inside they are wipeable, so that you don't have to change the wrap with every change. You would just change this nappy. But this nappy, because it consists of all the layers and on the outside, it is so, I honestly, if you go to the website and read the reviews, parents are, we can't get enough of them, put it that way. We can't get enough in. Everyone, retailers keep asking me when we're getting more, and I'm like, I'm trying. So that's, there's no reason why you can't use reusable nappies with toddlers. We are also releasing later this year a pull-up nappy for extended use. Obviously, we know that not all children fall into this average of when they should potty train by. Mine certainly didn't. So, we're bringing out a pull-up range, but
that's really exciting. Wow.
No, I'm joking. It's coming out later. So that's exciting. So there's no reason why you can't use them with toddlers. It's maybe just if you've got nappies and boosters at home, try and use them. try and use what you've got before you purchase new. But if you are looking for something new, then our bedtime nappy is designed for bedtime / heavy wetters, which is, you know, sort of toddlers and onwards. But you can use it from right down to 2 months.
Incredible. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us.
That's
Just have a look at some of the other comments here. She said, I love a little boy in florals. I need a baby boy. I mean, I would 100% put my boy in flowers as well, and florals. And I have to say, like you said, I feel like even though it's flowers and, you know, traditionally people wouldn't put, but I think the print is unisex, like genuinely. I don't know if that's because I'm now, but
honestly, there's so many boys with gingerly on, and I love it. I'm all for it. Like,
we're
boys,
here for it.
Boys can do flowers all day, every day.
All day, every day. Yes, I totally agree.
We need one of them. Love that.
Yeah, we've got a comment here. Said we're talking about smelly disposable nappies. My hubby even knows the smell. I mean, when you get your husband and they notice, you know you're onto a winner, because, or you know it's serious, because men don't. I mean, there we go. I'm being not very gender neutral here, but you know, on the like, my experience of men tells me they don't notice these things. So like, you know, when they're noticing the smell, you know, you got to switch to cloth. You just got to do
it. For sure. I mean, it's they just, I remember the smell. Like I say, hands up, I used disposable with my son, and they absolutely stunk. And then I remember I had a good few times where they actually exploded.
Yeah.
And just finding the bits everywhere, and I was like,
horrible.
Oh, what is that? And then you kind of think, then the clogs start going. You think, actually, I mean, obviously, disposables are great in the sense that they're convenient, they're fast, they're single use, but the problem is they're single use and they're full of plastic, and so it's because people sort of associate, not everybody, but like plastic is bad. Plastic is bad, but plastic is actually great used under the right circumstances, because it's reusable, because it can be used again and again and again. It's when it's used as a single use product that it's the problem.
Agreed.
And that's what we need to, or it's not being reused. So, if someone's used something that can be reused again.
Yeah, 100%. We agree. Just a quick reminder to drop your favorite modern cloth nappy print in the comments, and we will be selecting a winner to our giveaway very shortly, because I'm conscious that I'm keeping Steph all evening, but it's so lovely to talk about.
It's fine. I'm not on bath day, so
fair play. I'll take all. I've not tried a modern cloth night nappy, someone said, and it says they are such good night nappies, getting the thumbs up here. So yeah, got to put those on your list if you're looking for a good night nappy. Right, let's jump on and have a little look at the last couple of questions before we pick our winner. So you did speak briefly about dispelling myths in terms of, like, being complicated when you make the switch, but are there any other not cloth nappy myths that you've heard that kind of you're thinking that's so not true, like that's not a thing?
I think one of them would be that people, it's genuinely thought that reusable nappies cause or will have more leaks. And it's totally the opposite. You've got more chance of a disposable nappy, the classic, holding the baby, do I bin the baby, do I bin the nappy? Because they're just, the poop's gone everywhere, especially breastfed. Because that stuff is, liquid. But there's a less chance of, as long as it's fitted right, of course, like anything, that you will have less blowouts with a reusable nappy than a disposable nappy. And I think as well, maybe another myth is, I guess, how hard it is to use reusable wipes. Even if you don't choose nappies, if you choose reusable wipes, makeup, general hand, face cleaning, some families use it for family cloth. But reusable wipes themselves are a game changer. So if you didn't choose reusable nappies, I guess some people worry about, how can I incorporate reusable wipes with my reusable nappies? And I thought it's the easiest thing. And once you do it, you'd be like, this is a no-brainer. Why did I not, try it from the beginning? So yeah, maybe that's another myth people think.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I agree. And actually wipes are it's something that I will be using. I suppose I stopped using, like, because I've got 3 kids. My eldest is 12 and then my middle was 6. So there's quite a big period there between them.
Mm-hmm.
And my eldest, like you say, in terms of the lack of information, I didn't know about reusable nappies at all. They just weren't something that I would have considered. But I obviously stopped using nappies and wipes with him. But when I had my middle son, the reusable wipes, even though he came out of nappies, I continued using those wipes for everything because they're just so handy. Like they're just life.
That's it. It's not just through like potty training. They go on for. I mean, my son's 7 now. I still need a wipe to do his face
all the time.
Like it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's not just a potty training thing. And then makeup, like I say, if you wear makeup or just general face cleaning, I'm a sucker for watching all these skincare routines that I don't do, and I just think, but a lot of them now are using reusable wipes and reusable pads, which is amazing. That's there. It's those small changes that if you aren't using nappies, that that we all need.
100% agreed. Perfect. Well, this brings us
gingerly.
Yes.
That's why gingerly a lot.
Right, so we'll lead on to the last question before we choose our winner. And you again did mention about something that is new in the pipeline, but is there anything else that is new in the pipeline, something that you can tell us about for Modern Cloth Nappies? I know you've given us a hint, so maybe that's all you can give us.
There are some very exciting things coming to Modern Cloth Nappies. Of what I can tell you is so we will be launching a pull-up range with a plus size, so that it goes from one size and then up. And we also have a new swim nappy range, which is due. So some new prints coming in that one, which is exciting as well. And again, we've actually extended the range. We've gone for a one size and a plus size, which is very exciting.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing, and perfect timing with summer on the horizon and everyone's beach holidays and the pool.
Yes. Another swap that can be made. Again, another swap that parents actually, or carers, that don't actually know about them.
That's it. That's so true. We've got another comment here, but so excited for the swim nappies. A couple of very excitable comments. Right. So that leads us to the end. I won't keep much longer, but would you like to scroll through and pick a winner? I think you need to do the honours.
What's that like? I kept saying gingerly.
Yeah.
Gingham.
Take your time.
See, B said gingham. That's a good show. Oh my god. Let's go with. Oh my gosh, so many. That's because I'm like reading the questions and reading what people have said. Let's go with. Who said gingerly? Let's find gingerly. Sarah.
Sarah. Which network has she responded on?
She and Instagram.
Instagram.
I think our Instagram, yeah.
Sarah
on the logo.
Fabulous. Sarah on Instagram, can you get in touch by sending a DM to Modern Cloth Nappies to claim your prize, and we will organise getting that sent out with you. That's probably the best way to do it.
So I didn't realise, of course I was there when I was Hi everyone, sorry about that.
No worries. No, thank you very much. So well done. We'll put a little crowd cheering. Well done, Sarah. You are.
Right. Well done, Sarah. Sarah, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Sorry if we've got that wrong, but you know who you are. You selected gingerly, and yes, send Modern Cloth Nappies on Instagram a direct message, and we will organise getting your prize sent to you. Right. Thank you very, very much, Steph, for taking the time to speak to us again. It's been really, really lovely to talk to you. And like I said, I have done my time with Cloth Nappies, but I mean, your gorgeous prints, like, you know, I had to get them with my daughter because I was sick of them. So it's really nice to actually meet you on a personal level, because I'm a huge fan. I think finding out about how you started as well is just incredible. So yeah, really, really incredible stuff. And we hope that you keep in touch, and hopefully we'll chat to you again sometime soon when you've got something to share. We'd love to hear and talk about that. But yeah, thank you very much. And thank you so much for everyone who's joined in this evening. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you all. And thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thanks everyone.